Hi, I'm Steve McNallen, and if you've been watching any of our other videos, you know by now that I head an organization called the Asatru Folk Assembly. Now, Asatru is a native European religion. It's what our ancestors were doing before the coming of Christianity. And to learn more about Asatru, you could go to our website at www.runestone.org. Now, in Asatru, we have many different seasonal festivals. One of these is called Winter Nights, and it comes in the middle of October. Winter Nights is all about the Disir. You can think of the Disir as being, well, our female ancestors. All those strong women of your family line. All of those wonderful women running back through the centuries. Those collectively we think of as the Disir. Winter Nights is also about the goddess Freya. Freya, as you may already know, is our goddess of beauty, of love, of fertility, of joy, prosperity, all of these positive kinds of things. Well, you may well wonder why, in fact, anyone would want to honor their female ancestors or any other kind of ancestors for that matter. What's it got to do with us today? What's it got to do with here and now and the lives we lead and our problems and our victories and our successes? In traditional religions like Asatru, we believe that the ancestors are not really separate from us. They're always with us. They're invisible, but they're still in many ways a part of our community. Death is not seen as a brick wall. Death is considered more of a thin, gauzy curtain that can be parted, that can be separated, and through which messages of love and care and concern can still pass in both directions. The Disir, and for that matter, all of our ancestors, are still concerned with us, still involved with us. They're there on the other side, concerned about what we're doing, sending messages of love, sending inspiration, sending guidance down across the ages and through to us. Our responsibility, in turn, is to remember them, to honor them, and to tell their stories, particularly to tell their stories to our children, our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren, and so forth, because after all, some of those children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren just might be some of those ancestors reborn into the family line. In many ways, Winter Nights is much like the Celtic festival of Samhain, which also comes in October, there towards the end of October, and which, of course, in America has become a not very serious holiday called Halloween. Both in Samhain and in Winter Nights, we have the concept that the gauze between the worlds is thinner somehow, that the other side is more accessible, that the ancestors can access us more easily, and we in turn can access them more easily. We don't see this at all as a scary thing or a threatening thing. Quite the contrary. There's nothing spooky about it. We think of it as something that is positive, something that is warm, something that is comforting, and in fact you might think of it as a sort of family reunion across the barrier of life and death. Some years ago, I wrote a poem in honor of Freya, our goddess of love and of beauty, and in honor of the Disir, those female ancestors of ours, and, strangely enough, also in honor of an American writer named Ray Bradbury. Mr. Bradbury, as you may know, has written lots of short stories and books, many of which have a theme that deals with October, with this particular time of year. And it seemed very fitting somehow to combine these three things together. What I would like to do in the next few minutes is to read you that poem, which I have here, along with the introductory little paragraph that kind of runs into it. So, in that spirit, I give you October Women, in honor of the Disir at Winter Nights. October is just right for the Disir, for the women ancestors who have left Midgard and who look on from beyond our world. It's perfect, too, for Freya's somber side, which we honor at this time of year. And if you have ever read any Ray Bradbury, you know that he is the poet laureate of the October spirit. Here's my tribute to Freya, to the Disir, and to their special bard, whose stories have meant so much to me. Can you hear her? Can you hear them? Shut your eyes and listen through the dark. Rustle, crackle, crunch on the leaves, once green, now brown, like Freya's cloak. Green cloaks are for growing things and for tossing on the grass for a love bed. Brown cloaks, like fallen leaves and bare earth, are for covering and for concealing for October. Ray Bradbury knows about October, but he doesn't know about her, or it wouldn't be his thumbs that prickle when frost circles the moon like her necklace, and it's too cold to make love on the stark ground. Maybe he hears the ones behind her and fears the Disir, creaking bones, dried up skin bags, wrinkles like old apples in the straw. But Bradbury's got October right, at least as far as he goes. Summer's end, no more long days to run in the sun and play in the fields like children. It's adult time now. Indoors, school books open, turn pages. Turn inward and keep the fire lit all night. Falling leaves turn to falling snow, but the ancient ladies ignore the chill. Out in the paddock stand the burial mounds, stones all icy, but the Disir don't care. They cackle and call as though the air was warm and flowers bedecked the barrow in the sun. You can hear them better this time of year, without the humming of the insects or the sighs of lovers moving over the grass. The Disir, those ancient women, call to you. Mothers, grandmothers, cousins, and kin of old, they hail and halloo as though they'd never left the fireside. Remember to feed the animals, the Disir say, and brew the fine beer that will keep you cheery. It's not too cold to take off your clothes under the cover, especially if you've someone to snuggle with. Keep a log on the fire of family's honor and know that summer lies beyond the snow. Creaking bones, leathery skin, wrinkles, cracked voices, age-dulled eyes. Mr. Bradbury should know Freya better than that. October is now, but springtime is forever. And the Disir call us from verdant vistas. Their eyes shine brightly and their supple bodies twist and weave as they dance in the sun. You can make it, they say. And as usual, they're right. Thank you, and may those wonderful women of your own family line be with you this winter nights and always.